hello, and welcome to Story Time. Let's see who we have in the building. Hello, Peter Lanford. How are you? So glad that you could join us tonight for Story Time. Welcome. I'm not sure if this is your first time here in Story Time, Peter, but I'm certainly glad to have you. Vern is in the house tonight. That's the birthday girl. Hello, Miss Florola. How are you? Miss Florola says, hey, we'll just be listening in and not in the chat. That's fine, Miss Florola. I appreciate you just coming in. Bernie says hello and welcome to Be the Difference. She says hello and welcome to Peter Lanford, also to Kingdom Boy and Satin. Satin's in the house. Hello, Satin. How are you? Welcome. She's saying hi to Kingdom Boy and Satin and to Miss Roller. Deborah occupies in the house tonight. Welcome, Deborah. Vern says your voice is going in and out. Oh, wow. I don't know why that is. I'm wondering what's that all about. Hang on 1 second. Let me see. Maybe it's the device. Okay. I think I got the volume down enough. I have to have multiple devices so I can see what the heck I got going on here. Let's see who else we have in the house. Deborah Akpa. We have Vernon, is my voice still going in and out? We have Gigi in the house. Hello, Gigi. Welcome Story Time. Gigi saying happy birthday to Vernon. Louis Fuller is in the house tonight. Says hi. How are you doing today, host? I'm well. These past 3 days have been pretty good days. Louis, thanks for asking. Vernon is saying hi to Gigi. Gigi saying hi to Be the Difference Clothing. Vernon is saying hi to Gigi and says how's your sound? Trucking along with Kiersey is in the house tonight. Sounds like 2 microphones on. Does it still sound that way? I think I got the volume down enough on this laptop that it shouldn't echo like that. I got it pretty low. I need that to be able to see. I can't see where the darn this little small screen. Let's see. Let's go back and see. It's moving pretty fast. Tracking with Kiersey's in the house. Louis Fuller says your audio sounds like a robot. Does it still sound that way? And Ms. Fuller says, yeah, I hear it too. Sounds like something is not plugged in all the way. The difference clothing says, hey to Gigi's gluten-free lab for the junk closet and Kiersey. And she says, hey to Miss Roller. Find this line cooking channel is in the house tonight. Sounds still jumpy. I wonder why that. Let me see. Is my sound up? ABJ Jones is in the house tonight. It says love and blessings to everyone. Gigi says hello, Miss Full Roller. Hopefully that's better. I see my sound was down on my phone. So let me know if that's better. Murad's Haunted Adventures is in the house tonight. It says hello to everyone. Welcome, Murad. I don't know if this is your first time in story time, but I'm certainly glad to have you here. Simply a Sweetheart, the most used, featured, I should say, YouTuber in Storytime is in the house. Louis Fuller says yes. Louis, is that a yes? It's better. Gigi says welcome to live to Louis Fuller and ABJ Jones. Ms. Fuller says, do you have a fan blowing at you? No, I don't have a fan blowing at me. I just have the ceiling fan on, but it's always on, so I don't know. ABJ Jones says yes. Sound is not good. Hold on a minute. I don't know. I have the volume down on the other device, which is my laptop, where I can see. Yeah, like Bernie said, maybe restart. Okay. Is it still? No, it's not better. You may have to restart the laptop. Okay. All right. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, if I okay, I'm probably gonna have to cancel it and restart it, so you all have to find me again. Let me.
Okay. Is that better? Okay, let's see. Who did I miss coming in? Okay, let's see. Okay, Peter Langford said no, something sounds wrong. Deborah says no, sound is not better. Simply Sweetheart says robotics and throwing some love. ABJ Jones says sounds still bad. Be the difference says that Simply Sweetheart and AB Jones. Hello. Vernon says you may need to restart. Is it better, you all? Okay, let's see. Ready, set. Autism family is in the house. Says hello, it's Manda. Glad I could make it tonight. I'm glad you could make it tonight also, Manda. I appreciate you being here. Edward Smart says hello. Gigi says welcome to the live. To Simply Sweetheart. Peter Lamford, Kingdom Boy. Simply Sweetheart says hello to Joy. Miss Full Roller says, yeah, like Vern said, you may need to restart. Simply Sweetheart says hello to Gigi. Gigi says thanks everyone for your patience. Peter Lamford says hi to Gigi. Louis Fuller says no, it's not better. You may have to restart. The sound is bad. Peter says, Simply Sweetheart says, yeah, gonna have to restart. Gigi, ABJ says hi to Gigi. Simply Sweetheart says it's better. Okay, so it's better. Okay, I'm glad to know that it's better. Thank you all. Verna says, wait, that is better. Okay. Cindy says hi to everyone. Hello, Cindy's in the house tonight. How have you been, Miss Cindy? ABJ Jones says, it's fine now, Deborah. Louis Fuller says, yes, it is better. Cindy says, better. Simply Sweetheart says, that's perfect. Peter Lamford gives me the thumbs up. We're good. ABJ Jones says, one yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ready, set, autism family says hello, is Manda. I'm glad to catch you live. So glad to have you join us, Manda. Louis Fuller says that's a heck of a lot better. Okay. Miss Furrow says, yay, you sound like Deborah and not the Charlie Brown teacher. It was that bad. Wah, 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 wah. Amanda says, is better. Be the Difference says, sound is amazing now. Kingdom Boy says, still listening, just doing laundry. Well, I appreciate you listening in, Kingdom Boy. Cindy says, hello to Ready Set Autism Family, Bernice, and Be the Difference. Finest Wine Cooking says, no, it's much better. Amanda says, I think it kept the old chat because it sounds great. Oh, wow. Yeah, I kind of didn't go out of it. I was going to delete it and come back, but I just kind of went out and came back in. So I'm glad of that. So you all didn't have to search for me. Cindy saying hi to Finest Wine Cooking Channel. ABJ Jones says, great now. You're very welcome. Gigi says hello to Cindy. Amanda says hi to Cindy. Cindy says hello to Gigi. Cindy says, welcome, please thumbs up if you haven't. Thank you all so much, my mods. I appreciate you being my eyes while I'm into story time. My story is kind of short, the first one, so what I decided was to give you all a double header. I recycled an old one and put new characters, and then I have the first one that I'm going to read. I'm going to read the first one, and then I'll come back and read the second one. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and jump into our story time. I welcome each and every one of you. I appreciate you all for coming by to hang out with me for story time. You all make my night. I anticipate this time just as much as you all do. I appreciate you because there are other places you could have been, but you decided to come hang out with me at story time, and I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, thumbs me up. I'd appreciate it if you would go ahead and thumbs up the live. Finest Wine is saying hi to Cindy. Vernon is saying hi to Cindy. How are you? And she's saying hello and welcome in everyone. So tonight we will be singing happy birthday for Miss Vernice. Her birthday is tomorrow, but of course, you know, I don't do story time on Tuesdays anymore, so we're gonna celebrate her tonight. Vernice, are we still in the Taurus zone? Because I'm not familiar with the months and stuff for the zodiac. So are we still in Taurus territory? And I want to know, what song do you want me to sing, Vernice? Yes, Taurus. Okay, so it's still Taurus. What song do you want, Vernice, for your birthday? Song. I know you like that 2 Live Crew, and do you want me to just go right into that one, or you want me to do a different one leading into that one? What do you want me to do? It's up to you, but think about it. I'm going to go ahead and get started with our story. A shepherd boy named Peter Lanford found a lion's skin and put it on. In this frightening disguise, Peter Lanford watched the sheep grazing in a farmer's field. Peter Lanford amused himself by frightening all the animals that roamed near the sheep. He felt so powerful that he didn't think that his disguise would fail him. Along came an illegal outdoorsman named Eli Wolf, 677. Peter Lanford, under the lion's skin, tried to frighten him. Peter Lanford stood tall under the skin and let out a sound that he thought would frighten Eli Wolf, 677. Instead, Peter Lanford's voice was all the sound that was heard. Eli Wolf 677 laughed and said, "Peter Lanford, you silly fool. If you really wanted to frighten me, you should have disguised your voice. Clothes may provide a disguise for you, but your voice will always give you away. And of course, the rest was history. This story of Peter Lamford and Eli Wolf kind of reminded me of the story we had last week. Last week. I think it was Saturday, I think it was, where we had the wolf in the sheep's clothing. It sort of reminded me of that, but aside from that scripture, another scripture that came to my mind was, I thought about with Peter putting on his disguise, I thought about us as people as well as us as women. And I have to say, use both genders, because men adorn themselves too. They may not adorn themselves with as much as we as women do, because we do the makeup, we do the hair, we do the lashes, we do the jewelry, we do just so much. We put on those Spanx to hold in that extra stuff so our clothes can look neat. So we adorn ourselves as women with so many things, but men adorn themselves too. They get the haircut, they shave the beard, they put on the cologne. So they do the same. But it's like what Eli Wolf said to Peter Lamford. Yes, you're adorning yourself, but you're still you. You cannot hide who you really are. And I thought about that because a lot of times we're dressed up, cleaned up and stuff, but sometimes with all the baggage we have in our lives, we're still messed up, but we're still who we are. No matter how much we adorn ourselves, no matter how good we look on the outside, we're still that messed up person that we are. So the adorning yourself doesn't hide who you really are. But I thought about it, and when the scripture says that we do this, we adorn ourselves in vain a lot of times. And we should adorn ourselves with the glory and splendor, and clothe ourselves with honor and things like that. And if we're carrying this extra baggage that have us not feeling and looking the way we look on the outer appearance, then we need to find a way to work on that and to get ourselves to that place that we'll feel good about ourselves, whether we're dressed up, cleaned up or not. But I also thought about the character, and a lot of times, like I said, we try to fool people. We try to fool people by our outward. And, there's a saying I have, and I always say the biggest fool to fool is to fool yourself. So how do you really feel versus how you really look? Because you need to try to feel the way you look, because it's no good if you feel one way and you look another way. And I also thought about a question. I was in Fifi's live the other day, and her and Mama Dale did a panel. They were on a panel, and they were talking about, it was a panel speaking about religion and what their background was in reference to religion, Christianity. And they were sharing some things and whatever, and I think it was Carolyn Eats All posed a question, and she didn't really indicate who she posed the question to in the chat. She just threw the question out with a question mark, and maybe the question was meant for the panelists, but nobody really answered her question, and she was asking a question about scriptures for guidance. And so no one answered her question, so I just went ahead and answered her question. And there's so many different scriptures on guidance, which we all want guidance, to be guided in the right direction. But at the same time, you really have to know which scriptures to apply and how to apply them to your life. And so one scripture that I gave her, and it wasn't directly speaking to guidance as the other scriptures were, specifically using that terminology. But I added it because I felt like that scripture right there could take you very, very, very far in itself. And what it was, and it's one of my favorites, and that's Galatians 5:22, the fruit of the Spirit. And so I thought about that in regards to adorning ourselves. And that was the reason why I told her I think she should start there. Because once you begin to adorn yourself with the fruit of the Spirit, then everything else begins to fall in line. Then you begin to build up yourself so that inner man will reflect what the outer man is reflecting. And it's Galatians 5:22 that says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And I think right there, that's one of the scriptures that I think that it encompasses all these things that we should adorn ourselves with, so that we can adorn ourselves with glory and splendor. We should clothe ourselves with the fruit of the Spirit. But I thought about all of that when I was looking at the character Peter Lamford. You know, even though he wasn't dressing up like we do, but he still covered himself to cover his outer appearance, to appear to the other animals to be something he wasn't. But he soon got found out. And that's how it is with us a lot of times. And like I spoke about before about the wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, we look one way and we're really somewhere, but eventually you will get found out. But that was what I thought about when I looked at Peter Lamford and Eli Wolf. So, of course, the story ended with the rest is history. So, of course, we already know what happened to Peter Lamford. He was able to ward off all the other enemies, so to speak, but he got found out. And so it was, we could presume it was a tragic ending for Peter Lamford. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Because like I said, since our story was so short, I decided to give you a double whammy. So to give you a treat tonight. Okay, so I'm going to start with our next story. One day, the Diamond Bunny was making fun of the original turtle for being so slow. According to Jeff, the original turtle was more maturish than the Diamond Bunny. Yet the original turtle decided to entertain the Diamond Bunny and his foolishness. Do you ever get anywhere? The Diamond Bunny asked the original turtle with a mocking laugh, because unlike the original turtle, the Diamond Bunny felt he was that guy. Yes, replied the original turtle, and I get there sooner than you think. I get there at my own pace, so I can enjoy life, everything under the sun. Even though the original turtle thought the Diamond Bunny was as annoying as Didi, he said, I'll run you a race and prove it. Jaguarjag wanted to get in on the action because he knew that the Diamond Bunny was Jan unstoppable. But he and the other animals just stood around to watch. The Diamond Bunny was much amused at the idea of running a race with the original turtle. But for the fun of things, the original turtle agreed to the race. The afflicting gang consented to act as judge and ran ahead to mark the course, and then told the Diamond Bunny and the original turtle what path to take. They were told to travel the Crockett way, where they would pass Dangerous D and JoloFishing near Shewanna's's Creative Circle and the Cedarholic Gardens. Pistol Pete shot the starting gun to start the race, and off they went. The Diamond Bunny was soon far out of sight. He felt like the original turtle was going to be a little finisher. He thought to himself, maybe I should have challenged Jaguarjag to make the original turtle feel how ridiculous it was for him to enter a race against him. He lay down beside the course to take a nap for a little bit and overslept, of course. He intended to sleep until the original turtle should reach his resting spot. He didn't plan for him to catch up with him, of course. After all, going the Crockett way was no 1-minute tour. The original turtle, meanwhile, kept going slowly but steadily, and after a time passed the place where the Diamond Bunny was sleeping. As original turtle thought to himself, "About time I caught up with this speedster." This is where it gets real for original turtle, because he thought this was just a Trap Vision 3D when he saw the Diamond Bunny sleeping. Surely the Diamond Bunny is going to wake up, he thought. But the Diamond Bunny slept on very peacefully, of course. By the time he did wake up, the original turtle had passed him, of course, and had taken his place in the lead. The original turtle was near the finish line and was glad that the Diamond Bunny didn't wake up in time to catch up with him. The Diamond Bunny now ran his swiftest to catch the original turtle, but he could not overtake the original turtle in time before he reached the finish line. So that concludes our stories for tonight. So I gave you a double header since it was so short. I hope you all enjoyed that story and the reflection. And so now we're going to celebrate Miss Verna's birthday. Let's see who walked in while I was engaged in the story. Okay, so Verna says, Tara's baby. Yes, lead into the 2 live crew. Carolyn eats all. Hey, how are you? Carolyn says, hey, Chat and Deborah. Carolyn, we are so glad to have you. I don't know at what point you walked in, but I hope you walked in early enough to catch our stories for tonight and reflection. Gigi saying hey to Carolyn Eats. We have Yoga with Mo. Hello, how are you? I'm not sure if this is your first time in Storytime, but we welcome you. And I hope you caught the stories. Gigi saying welcome to to Yoga with Mo. Fast Fam is in the house. Says good evening, Miss Deborah and everyone. We're tuned in. Fast Fam, I am so glad to have you all tuned in. In fact, Fast Fam, I need your birthdays. So when your birthday comes around, I can sing happy birthday to you all too. Gigi speaking to Fast Fam. Fast Fam says good evening to Gigi. Ready Said Autism says I have to head to bed, but I'm glad I could stop in. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much. Amanda, if you haven't gone out already, I appreciate you coming by. Fast Fam says hi and good evening to Amanda. Cindy says hi to Fast Fam. Fast Fam says Z. Cindy says hello to Yoga with Mo. Fast Fam says hi to Cindy. Cindy says welcome everyone. Please thumbs up if you haven't. We have Samantha's Cosmetics in the house tonight. So glad that you can join us, Samantha. I don't remember if this was your first time in Storytime, but we are glad to have you, certainly glad to have you, and I hope you made it in time to get our stories for tonight. Verna says hello and welcome to everyone. Samantha Cosmetics says hello to Verna. Verna says hello and welcome to Samantha. Gigi says, welcome. Was it, 12 Bells is in the house. 12 Bells says that story was too short. You're looking sexy, Deborah. 12 Bells. That's why I gave you 2 stories, because it was short. Not only that, I don't know if you had a chance, 12 Bells, to do the replay, but guess what? You were featured in the story the other day, and you were not here. So I hope you have a chance to go back and look at the story. You and Mr. Edward Smart was our featured guest in the story that night, and Edward was crying out for your help, and you weren't even here to help him. Not in the literal, I mean, you were in the story, but he was saying, help me, 12 Bells. But so glad to have you join us tonight. She said, 12 Bells says, I walked in at the end. Again? Well, the good part about it, 12 Bells, you got replay. Gigi says, welcome to 12 Bells. 12 Bells says, hi to Gigi. Bernice is cracking up at 12 Bells. 12 Bells says, happy birthday to Bernice. 12 Bells, don't be trying to say it early, because guess what? You got a rep for the Taurus tonight. See, because you quick to be saying Cancer, and this is not your party, okay? So don't be trying to get off the hook. I'm going to need your participation. 12 Bells says, Booski in the chat, and I'm going to go back and look as she's cracking up. That is too funny. That is too funny. Bernice, you didn't tell me which story you wanted. You said you want me to lead into Two Live Crew, but you didn't tell me which one to start out with. 12 Bells says, I can't wait to see the replay. Bernice, which one you want me to start out with? To lead into, is it the Stevie Wonder version? Is that the one you want? Bernice says, she said you look sexy. Yeah, I heard that. I heard her say that, Bernice. Bernice, which one you want me to start with? You want me to start with Stevie Wonder? Samantha's Cosmetics says happy birthday to Bernice. And she said anyone. Okay, so we're going to go with the Stevie Wonder version, Bernice. And then we're going to move on into the Two Live Crew. Oh, boy, I tell you, this small print on everything. All right, so you all know how this goes. It's Taurus being represented here tonight. And so when I get to the Two Live Crew song, when I say what's that number one birthday song, or what's that favorite zodiac number one birthday sign or favorite zodiac sign, everybody's gonna throw in the stream Taurus. And when I start calling all those other birthday signs, asking if they're the one, you say no. You throw no in the stream. And when I say Taurus is working that thing out, I want you to throw working that thing out in the stream. So I need some group participation. We have, who is this just walked in? Glenda Davis just walked in. So glad you could join us tonight, Glenda Davis. Unfortunately, you missed our stories. We had 2 tonight since it was kind of short, but we certainly appreciate having you here to join us. So we're getting ready to celebrate Bernice's birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow, but I won't be doing story time on tomorrow. For those of you who are new to the stream, I sing happy birthday to the birthday person. So I give them a choice of some songs, either the Marilyn Monroe style, the traditional birthday song, Stevie Wonder version, or Two Live Crew's version. And so it's the birthday person's choice of song. So tonight, Bernice has chosen me to start out with whatever I want, but she wants me to end it with the Two Live Crew, where we get the group participation on. And 12 Bells says, I'm gonna say Cancer. 12 Bells, why you always misbehaving? Why you all? We know you are Cancer, but this is not your. Don't be trying to steal the Taurus's thunder. And then she goes, Cancer is working that thing. With 12 Bells, we're gonna have to mute you or something. Glenda Davis says, thank you. 12 Bells is cracking up at Bernice and says, I'll behave. I know you'll behave. Look, got a little halo on there. That's so cute. All right, here we go. You ready, Vernice? So we all gonna get. I'm gonna go with Stevie Wonder, and we're gonna go into 2 Live Crew. And most of you know what to do when we get to the 2 Live Crew version. Yeah, she is a mess. She is a 12S is a mess, Vernice. Okay, let me give me a little clap going so I can try to get these lyrics. You know, it doesn't make much sense. There ought to be a law against anyone who takes offense at a day in your celebration. Because we all know what our minds, that there ought to be a time that we can set aside to show just how much we love you. And I'm sure you would agree. It couldn't fit more perfectly than to have the world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. 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 What's that #1 zodiac sign? Taurus. I said, what's that #1 zodiac sign? Taurus. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Aries? No. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Libra? No. Taurus, working that thing out. Vernice, working that thing out. Taurus, working that thing out. Wait a minute. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. I was getting ready to say now, what we doing here? I saw the confetti. I saw the dancing ladies, the cakes, but I didn't see Taurus. I even saw some ice cream. Look at that, Gigi giving ice cream. Okay, I said, what's that #1 zodiac sign? Taurus. I said, what's that #1 zodiac sign? Taurus. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Pisces? No. Is it Leo? No. Is it Aries? No. Taurus, working that thing out. Taurus, working that thing out. Vernice, working that thing out. Vernice, working that thing out. Yay! Happy birthday, Vernice. Look at all that love you got, Vernice. Even Tim Bells was rapping for you tonight. Oh, goodness. Let's see what we got. Look at that, Vernice. 12 bells gave you. She say, no, not 12 bells. We're going to overlook that one right there about the cancers working the thing out and got your music. And Glenda Davis says, thank you, Vernice. 12 bells is laughing. 12 bells says, I'll behave. She says, Vernice says she is terrible. And yes, 12 bells is throwing up the party pom-poms. Be the difference says, hey, Cindy's clapping and dancing. Gigi says, our YouTube cheerleader birthday is tomorrow. Oh, wait. I knew I brought these out here for a minute. And I forgot. I put these out here close to me in case she came. Because it is the birthday of the YT cheerleader. Woo, woo, woo. The YT cheerleader. Woo, woo, woo. The YT cheerleader. Woo, woo, woo. Yay! Happy birthday, Vernice. Gigi says we got the YT cheerleader's birthday tomorrow. But we celebrating it early because I will not be having story time on tomorrow. 12 Vales is saying hi to be the difference, and she's throwing up the field goal hands. Gigi's throwing some ice cream and A. Vernice says sang. 12 Vales is dancing. Carolyn East all is shaking them party pom-poms for our YT cheerleader who's going A. 12 L's, why you throwing up the disgusted looking face there? Carolyn East is throwing up a cake for you, Vernus, and the pom-poms. Glenda Davis says, happy birthday to Vernus Junk Closet, giving you another cake and the pom-poms. Gigi says, happy birthday, Vernus, giving you 2 cakes. Vernus is throwing up her own pom-poms. And she says, thank you so very much, Deborah. You are quite welcome. I have just as much fun as you do hearing your birthday song, Vernus. Miss Full Roller says 12 bells, hey, and Miss Full Roller is dancing. Miss Full Roller is always dancing at these parties. She's a party girl. I think she's a marathon dancer. Coco Vibes is in the house. Hello, Coco. How are you? She's throwing up some love. Coco, I don't know if you got in time to catch the story, but we appreciate having you here at Storytime. And I know you could have been somewhere else. The beautiful part about it is if you missed it, you can catch it on replay. But we certainly appreciate having you here. Vernus says yes tomorrow to Be the Difference Clothing. Satin's in the house. Satin says happy birthday to Miss Vernus. Be the Difference says happy B-Day. Hey, Vernus Junk Closet. Coco's Vibe says, hey, Vern, happy birthday. She's throwing you a little gift. Carolyn East all says yay and throwing that birthday pom-poms up. Glenda Davis says, it is first time do this. Forgive me, I did wrong. That's okay. That's okay. We appreciate you being here and appreciate your participation, Miss Davis. 12 Veil says, YT Chili. The Cocoa Vibe is throwing some flowers Vern's way. Vern says, thank you to Coco's Vibe. 10 Veils is throwing up the party pom-poms. Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab is throwing Vernus some more cakes. 12 Veil says, I love it. Throwing up the pom-pom. Birthday pom-poms. Miss Farola is saying, hi to Glenda. It's all right. Yes, Glenda, it is all right. Vernon says, thanks to Be the Difference Clothing. 12 Veil says, YT Chili, the birthday, love you. Miss Full Roller's still dancing. She's the marathon dancer. Peter Lamford said, Deborah, thanks for adding me in your story tonight. You are quite welcome, Peter. I was so glad when I saw you walk through the door. I get especially excited when I see people who actually walk into Storytime knowing they're going to be featured that night. So I was happy, Peter, to see that you made it over so that you can hear that you were featured in the story tonight. 12 Veil says, hey to Peter. Edward Smart is doing that little dab or whatever that you call that thing. That's what it looks like. How are you, Edward? So glad that you could join us tonight. Edward, I told 12 Veils you weren't there to help her when you were featured in the story the other night. She was missing in action. Samantha's Cosmetics is throwing a birthday cake and she's dancing for Vernon's birthday. Vernon says thank you to Edward Smart. Gigi says story time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Gigi, for that announcement. Yes, story time, for those of you who are new, is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. If for some reason I can't make it for story time, I throw up a little brief message. So a lot of you are already familiar with my little brief message that I throw up to let you know that I can't make story time, and it'll let you know when I'll resume with story time. So thank you for that announcement. Gigi Edward Smart says 12 Veils, hello. Vernon says, Deborah, thank you so much. You are so welcome, Vern. I appreciate you. And 12 Veils is throwing up a birthday cake. I appreciate each and every one of my mods. I appreciate you being my eyes when I'm engaged in the story, because it's difficult to, read the story and look back and forth and see who's walking in and whatever. So it'll break the flow of the story. And so I appreciate you being there, mods, Sandy, Vernus, Gigi, to greet people as they come in. 12 Veils says, Edward, I was MIA. Yes, 12 Veils, you were MIA. And Edward was yelling out, help me, 12 Veils, help me. But I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out to spend story time with me. For those of you who are new to story time as well, I am a published author, and this is my book. The title of it is My Struggle in Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul. Hopefully I will be getting, being able to read from that book very soon. I had anticipated on possibly doing it this week, but what happened is I do book giveaways sometimes, and so several people in my live, some in here tonight and others who are not in here tonight, won a book. And initially I was going to get their information and mail the book directly to them, but Vernon's brought something to my attention that it would be nice to have their book signed by me. So I thought that was a great idea, and so I'm going to get the books and then autograph them and then mail them out to the individuals who won the books. We had originally a delivery date of May 5th, which we all see is far gone. But you know that different ones are making deliveries based on what they call important or whatever deliveries. So they gave me a date now for this Saturday. So for those of you who I have committed to a book, I didn't forget about you. They gave me this Saturday as the backup date. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they go ahead and deliver those books. And I was called these, even though I'm doing story time, I call it a prelude to story time, because these are little stories leading up to me. I'll actually be reading excerpts from my book, and I was trying to give those who may be interested in receiving getting a copy of the book time to go on and order the book at Amazon. Also, right now the price of the book is down. It's like half price from what it was earlier when people were looking. So I do want to give the people who want a book a chance to get their books in hand so that they can follow along with me as I'm reading as best they can, as well as people who want to go on and purchase one of the books from Amazon. It's available at Amazon. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can get these books on Saturday, get them out to them, and hopefully if not next week, the following week, I'll be able to actually start reading from my book. I'm still going to do these little stories because this is my way of shouting out the YouTubers. For those of you who are new to the live, in case you're wondering where I get the names or how I put the names in the story, it's no rhyme or reason. It's just according to the flow of the story and your name. And if you probably noticed earlier when Simply a Sweetheart came in, I alluded to her being one of the most featured YouTubers in here in the stream because of her name. It describes a person. I was able to use it so much. I can use it. I could almost use her name in every story. So based on what your name is, you may be featured as a person, place, or a thing. It just depends on what your name is. And usually I pull from the pool of people who are subscribed to me or I'm subscribed to them. A few times recently I've gone outside of that pool, and if I was in some other people's live and saw some interesting names that I thought I could use, then I use those names as well. Like when I did that biggest YouTuber shout out, a lot of those people were not subscribed to my channel, and I wasn't subscribed to theirs, but I found some really good names to use, so I used them. So that's how I put the names into the story. And so we just never know who's gonna be featured. You won't know if you're featured if you don't come to story time, and you may or may not be featured on the night that you come to story time. It's just the luck of the draw sort of thing. But that's why I said I get especially excited when I see someone I know being featured actually shows up to story time. And we've had people to show up to story time for the first time. Not only were they featured, but they also won a book giveaway that night. So that's for you all who are new to the stream, to kind of give you an idea what goes on here in story time. 12 Vale says, I am so happy to see you, Deborah. You look well. I am so happy. Thank you, 12 Vales. I feel good. These past 3 days have been really, really good days for me. They really have. It was a little downtrodden prior to that, but these past 3 days. So thank you, 12 bells for that. Carolyn says, good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Carolyn, for coming by, and good night. 12L says good night to Carolyn. Gigi says thanks for coming by. Storytime, Deborah appreciates you. Yes, I do. Thank you for being my voice, Gigi. And then Gigi says good night to Carolyn. And Vernon says you are awesome. Thank you, Vernon. I appreciate it. But I'm not going to prolong story time, you all, because I need to get something in my stomach. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I know it's kind of late, but I will be up for the next couple of hours, I know, at least, so I have a little time to try to let the food settle down. But I appreciate each and every one of you. You all get me amped up and hyped up for story time. I look forward to it just as much as you all, and it gets my adrenaline going, and I get that burst of extra energy. And even though that Too Loud Crew song keeps me crunked up sometimes, so I'll be still dancing in my head long after I'm gone with story time. But I appreciate you all, each and every one. I love you. Always remember, until we meet again, may his peace be with you. And always remember, I have a will to live. I love you all. See you all at the next story time on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Good night.